The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Day 6 of the trial in federal court in Brooklyn, Kelly's defense attorney resumed questioning the witness, asking her to read letters she wrote to members of her family during her time living with Kelly as one of his girlfriends. As previously reported, the letters were introduced as evidence. R. Kelly's defense team continued cross-examining the second accuser on Wednesday, grilling her about letters in which she defended Kelly and accused her parents of using her vagina to extract money from him and destroy his career. According to one of the letters, addressed to her father, she wrote that he decided to join in to get some money. None of them gave interviews for free. In another letter, addressed to her mother, she accused her of telling Kelly that since he was sleeping with her daughter, he needed to deposit $20,000 into her bank account, and every month after that, he was to send $10,000 to a specific bank account. In a letter to her brother, she listed actions their parents allegedly put her up in order to get money from Kelly, including telling her to lie about her age to him and to the police. Zell also stated that her mother would nag her to take photos and videos of her and Kelly. She went on to write that they were trying to set him up, she was telling the truth, and could not make this up. In the same letter, she wrote, "My own parents were using me and my vagina to get money. They were going to destroy R. Kelly's career." But on redirect questioning by prosecutor Elizabeth Geddes, the witness then claimed that Kelly told her to write those letters to her family. Geddes would then continue asking a series of questions to point out that the letters were written solely for the singer's protection. Whose idea was the content of those letters and who told you what to write? The witness answered, the defendant. The prosecutor asked, was it to protect him in a trial like this? The witness answered, yes. Who exposed you to an STD? Was it your parents or the defendant? The witness replied, the defendant. Who made you write letters? Was it your parents or the defendant? The witness replied, the defendant. Who gave you spankings every 2 to 3 days? Was it your parents or the defendant? The witness replied, the defendant. Who called those spankings chastisement? Was it your parents or the defendant? The witness replied, the defendant. Who made you stay on a tour bus for days? Was it your parents or the defendant? The witness replied, the defendant. Who made you have sexual contact with other females? Was it your parents or the defendant? The witness replied, the defendant. Who made you have sex with a man you never met before named nephew? Was it your parents or the defendant? The witness replied, the defendant, and then begun to cry. It was said to be a very intense time in the courtroom, as everyone was hanging on to the words of Jane Doe number 5. They were listening closely to a letter that she wrote to her parents, as she felt they never protected her, instead they used her as bait. They dropped her off at 3 a.m. with a man, not caring what would happen to her. She found them not to be loving parents, she felt like they treated her like a prostitute. During their cross-examination, the defense outlined business deals the parents had proposed to the singer, which would include a Bluetooth sex toy that would play Kelly's music while in use. The mother also showed interest in being Kelly's assistant. She even tried to get employed as a driver. The father wanted to provide lighting for his concerts through his company, however, the singer declined. Jane Doe said she began regularly meeting with Kelly and having sex with him in different cities. She testified that her parents eventually agreed to put her under the care of a woman Kelly knew, so Jane could live with the singer in Chicago while attending high school virtually. But according to the defense, that was never solidified. A man by the name of Keith Williams, a pastor in Chicago, and also a friend of Robert Kelly, testified on Wednesday at his Brooklyn federal court trial. He shared what he knew about the singer's marriage to Aaliyah, who passed away 20 years ago. Keith Williams said that a person in his church introduced him to R. Kelly before he got signed. They've been friends for a long time and shared that he has met a number of people in the musician's inner circle. He testified that he was familiar with Aaliyah's uncle, Barry Hankerson, who also managed Kelly at one point. He said he knew about Kelly's marriage to the late singer, as it was referenced in the public. He would be the one to give R. Kelly the name of a clergyman that would eventually marry him and 15-year-old Aaliyah. He also testified that a number of people were aware when R. Kelly showed interest in marrying the young artist. Kelly never gave Williams a specific date on when he intended to marry Aaliyah, but Williams said he assumed it would be soon after they spoke. Williams became emotional on the stand when he was asked about his own criminal woes. In the early 2000s, he was convicted of bank fraud and perjury. When he got in trouble, Kelly floated the idea of Williams working with him and offered to give him a job. As he broke down into tears, he said he ended up not accepting the offer to work for the R&B singer. This would wrap up the final day of testimony from Jane Doe number 5.
This is opportunities you have for a motherfucker in receiving funds, then you're some stupid motherfuckers. So then when you get on this little shit channel with the rest of you YouTube dumb motherfuckers that like this chasing narrative, that's fine. I promise you all will come. A couple more weeks we're gonna finish this shit and all of you motherfuckers gonna get exactly what you want. I can promise you that. I can promise you most of y'all legally, the rest of you motherfuckers gonna get what you been asking for. Now I don't give a fuck how y'all take it. I'm so sick of you motherfucking backbiting motherfuckers, but you motherfuckers want to sit there and listen to a motherfucking rat scamming motherfucker, unemployment and every motherfucking thing else, and the rest of you goofy motherfuckers follow. You want to play these motherfucking games. Angelo don't come in here with no motherfucking friend. I'm self-made, been self-made, always been self-made, and ain't never asked their motherfucking one of my kids for shit. See, where a real parent do is support their fucking kids, don't have to talk about it. But it's all come to the light, every motherfucking bit of it. You can guarantee you that. I use my door. You don't get your goofy ass the fuck out from project and stop being on your motherfucking cheap ass, low ass TV telling motherfucking lies. You motherfucking y'all some goofy motherfuckers. But it's all good. It's all good. The ones that support and know the truth, thank y'all, appreciate y'all. The rest of y'all go to fucking hell. And soon you motherfuckers gonna be exposed for everything, including y'all motherfuckers who you follow, who talked all that shit behind somebody's back. And I don't give a fuck who it is. One thing about me, you better know, my word, my name is what the fuck I stand on. And that's my motherfucking truth. And always, motherfucker, if I was involved with anything and took anything, me know my motherfucking right, you best believe we'd have been locked the fuck up. You take what the fuck y'all want and y'all need from this shit to build your little stinking ass channel to get y'all a few hundred out. Most of you motherfuckers need to go get a motherfucking job so y'all can support your fucking family. You deadbeat pieces of shit. Peace.
I'm gonna show you guys actually our view, so you guys can know it's real. Grammy's back there, you know, so yeah, we're here at the Trump, and you know, Joy's parents are all over social media. Yeah, they know where I'm at. Yeah, we've been here at the Trump, you know, we've been here for years. We move freely, we come and go freely. We actually just left out this morning, and nobody said anything to us. You know, no one stopped us, no one, you know, harassed us or anything like that. So, we just wanted to clear that up and let you guys know that that is fake news, and do not believe everything that you hear. Other than that, we want to say thank you to all of Robert's fans. We see the support that you guys are showing him all over social media, Twitter, Instagram, everything. We see you guys going in, and we are just so thankful for the prayers, for the love, for the support, everything that you guys are saying and doing and trying to do to help him. We are just so thankful for it, and we love you guys.
Thought they was doing something by posting my story on the shade room and screenshotting it. Okay, first of all, I've always had a phone, so I don't get where people think, oh my gosh, she has a phone, wow. No, I've always had a phone. Just because my parents put it out there that I don't have a phone, that's them. I don't talk to my parents. I'm not in communication with my parents, and I don't want to talk to my parents. I'm a grown woman, 21, about to be 22. And if I don't want to talk to my parents, I don't have to talk to my parents. I don't have to talk to nobody in the world if I don't want to. This is exactly why I don't post on social media, because people are going to say what they want. People are going to take whatever they want and turn it into whatever they want. But at the end of the day, let it be known that I am definitely in love with Robert Kelly. R. Kelly. Yes, that is mine. Okay? And I could give a damn about what anybody say. Like, I am so heated right now. Like, for my parents saying, oh my God, I want you to be happy. I want my child to be happy. I'm happy with R. Kelly, so let me live my life. Like, let me live my life. First of all, only reason why I was trying on stuff is because it's Joycelyn's birthday, and we're out and we're celebrating for her. And, like, literally, even before Robert was locked up, we were going to celebrate anyways. Literally 1 month ago, I was in Florida doing hookah, turning up, living my life, and that's when I was with Robert. Okay? So for people saying, oh, she's held hostage, she can't do this, she can't do that. No, yes, I can. I move at my own pace, though. And if I don't choose to see you, maybe it's the reason I don't see you. Maybe it's because you a snitch. Maybe because you're a liar. Maybe it's because you said some facts about me that wasn't even true. Did you ever think of that? At the end of the day, I'm happy with Robert. He's the love of my life, and I'm always going to support him and be by his side. I don't need no money. I don't need my parents to buy me no apartment because I got my own. Okay, I'm eating good. I'm not missing no meals. Don't worry about me. Keep my name out your mouth if it's not nothing good to say. Like, I'm so done. The reason why I'm not even on social media is because people always twist everything that I say and I post. So why would I be on social media? I literally just posted literally one day and it's gotten all over the shade room. Like, are you serious? That's mind-blowing. And then people wonder why I'm not on social media. People wonder why Joycelyn's not on social media. We have the right. If we don't want to be on social media, we don't have to. Look at how everybody twists our. And his lawyers are going to prove that he's innocent. I mean, FBI came with the same charges. Homeland Security came with the same charges. Racketeering, child pornography. Like, damn, I thought y'all was the smart ones. But y'all still doing the same 2008 trial that he was acquitted on. But, okay, you're the smart ones. Okay, great. Just keep doing your job. But Robert, that's my baby. And I'm going to always be by his side because I love him. And when you find somebody that you love, you're going to love them unconditionally and that you're going to be loyal to them. And that's not called being brainwashed, baby. That's loyalty. Okay, maybe you need to learn what loyalty is. So I'm going to be in New York. I'm going to be at court. And look, I'm going to be staring at the back of his head so hard because I'm going to be like, oh, boy, I can't wait for you to get home. I can't wait for you to get home. Because at the end of the day, I love him. That's who I love. So I'm 21, about to be 22, like I said. If I fall in love with somebody, I fall in love with somebody. If I fall in love with a drug dealer, if I fall in love with a crackhead, if I fall in love with an 80-year-old woman, I have the right to. Leave me the alone and let me live my life. Let me be happy. Can I breathe without you worrying about me? Like, worry about your own bills, worry about your own kids, worry about your own household, because I am good. Please leave me the alone and fuck you with the sandpaper for whoever put my story on the shade room. You. So like I said, we are here celebrating Joycelyn's birthday. All of this is for the cause. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Joycelyn. I love you so much. And this is what I planned to do with Robert before he was locked up, so it's no different that we're going to do it. Of course, I'm devastated that he's not here, but like I said, my man's is going to get out. I know he's going to get home from this. He's going, oh, what? I know he's coming home. That's for a fact. If you're gonna hate on me for being with R. Kelly, then hate on me. Be a hater. I'm cool with that. You know how many haters I got? Does it look like it's really phasing me? But I just gotta get this clear. I'm definitely not happy that he's not here. I'm devastated. But I just got a call from him yesterday, so a girl is happy. A girl got a smile on her face. A girl can go out because she know her man's finna.
The R. Kelly trial continued into the 7th day, with the prosecution calling a third complaining witness to testify against the singer. The woman, introduced to the jury as Stephanie, told the court about the relationship she had with the musician in 1999. She was 17, and he was 32 years of age at the time. Allegedly, Kelly would film their interactions and yell at her for disobeying his commands. When out to dinner one night with Kelly and 2 other rappers, she said she was shocked when he said he liked young girls, and he did not understand why people made such a big deal of it. She remembered him comparing himself to the singer Jerry Lee Lewis, who married a 13-year-old cousin. He said he was a genius and they should be able to do whatever they want. Like the other accusers who have testified so far, Stephanie described being told to call Kelly Daddy. She was also ordered not to speak to other men whenever she was with him. His constant demands and his frequent videotaping of her posing in humiliating positions for hours left her disgusted and feeling less than. She told the jury once he flew her to Orlando, but only saw her once over a long weekend, bringing her to a studio so he could record her giving him oral. She cried all the way back to Chicago as she felt degraded. Weeping several times as she gave her testimony, she said there were 2 sides to R. Kelly. One was nice, charming and jovial, but the other was controlling and intimidating. That side of him would yell whenever he was angry and could put the fear of God in her very quickly. Stephanie, who is now 39 years old, told the jury of her first encounter with Kelly when she was 16 at a McDonald's in Chicago. She was with friends when an employee of Kelly approached her, asking if she knew him, gesturing to the singer, who was sitting near the cash register. The employee had given her a piece of paper with Kelly's phone number, which she claimed to throw away. A year later, she said she would see him again when she approached him to ask if her friend Catherine could audition for him. He said yes, and that he could have it arranged, but he also wanted to get to know her, if she would be okay with that. Hoping to help her friend, she said she agreed, and before long, they engaged in sexual intercourse. She said that was definitely the hardest time of her life. She had very low self-esteem and had already been through sexual trauma within her family. She also experienced it with her first employer, as well as men on the street, adding at the time, she was very vulnerable. In another instance, she said Kelly had coerced her into performing oral on him, in the backseat of a car, after one of his basketball games. 2 people had been sitting in the front, and while she was trying to keep quiet, he told her to make noises. She said it was obvious he wanted the other people in the car to know. She felt she had reached a new low. Their interactions lasted about 6 months. She said she continued her relationship with him, in hopes of retrieving and destroying the videos that Kelly recorded of the 2 having relations. In either November or December, she called him and asked if they could destroy them together, and he said she could come to the studio so they could discuss it. Stephanie testified it was clear to her then that he didn't intend to destroy the tapes. That would be the last time that she would speak to him. Through questioning during cross-examination, Nicole Blankbecker, one of Kelly's defense lawyers, attempted to emphasize to the jury that Stephanie's interactions with Kelly had been consensual. You chose to pick up every time he called. You could have chosen to get up and leave when you were in the studio. And you consented to have relations with him every time. To which the witness replied, she felt she didn't have a choice. Becker then asked if Kelly ever physically abused her. She said the singer never hit her, and that she never saw him hit anyone else. She testified that she and Kelly had relations more than 15 times. When asked if she was intimate with the singer by choice, she claimed they were intimate because she wanted to do what she needed to do to help her friend Catherine. She became emotional when prosecutors asked, though her experience had taken place over 20 years ago, why she had not forgotten about her encounters with Kelly. The witness said that it was the lowest time in her life. She had never been treated like that before or since then. She would never forget the way the singer treated her. An ex-employee testified on Thursday that his job was to hand out R. Kelly's phone number to women. Tom Arnold testified that he worked for Kelly between 2003 and 2011, helping to connect him with female fans. He detailed how Kelly's employees maintained slips of paper with his phone number on it and gave them to women at concerts and parties at Kelly's direction. The testimony appeared to corroborate a witness who took the stand earlier at the trial, saying that her relationship with the singer began when she attended one of his concerts as a teenager. She'd said a member of Kelly's entourage handed her a piece of paper with his phone number written on it. Arnold managed the singer's studio in the basement of his Olympic Fields mansion outside of Chicago. He also occasionally served as Kelly's road manager and held other responsibilities. Prosecutors asked Arnold in court Wednesday and Thursday about how Kelly directed the people around him. In his testimony, Arnold would go on to disclose some of Kelly's more ostentatious quirks. He maintained a massive aquarium with sharks and large fish in the basement of his home. And among the people he employed was a man named Bubba, whose entire job was to be available to play basketball whenever Kelly wanted. Arnold said everyone who entered the Olympia Fields property was made to sign a non-disclosure agreement, barring them from taking photos or recording anything. He also said Kelly instructed him and other employees to scatter whenever a female guest entered the room. Arnold testified that Kelly frequently docked pay for minor infractions. He once slashed money from a paycheck because Arnold once purchased a sweatband for one of Kelly's girlfriends who lived with him, who he was forbidden to speak to. On another occasion, Kelly's entire entourage had their pay docked because someone had eaten the singer's donuts. But his breaking point would come after the Disney World trip in 2011. He had been given the job of booking the hotel rooms, as well as a female tour guide, for the duration of the trip. But when he called Disney, only male tour guides were available. When Kelly's tour bus rolled up to the park, the singer saw the male tour guide and erupted. A few days later, his paycheck would arrive in the mail. Taxes had been taken out, and the remaining balance he was paid was $0. Arnold testified that soon afterward, he quit. Mr. Kelly has pleaded not guilty to all 9 counts against him and has continued to maintain his innocence throughout the entire case.